Paula for work, but before that, we are going for a McDonald's breakfast.
The only thing that gets me up.
Yes, Paula can't function without coffee, and I always work better with a sausage and egg McMuffin, as you can see. So we're going to have that. Then we're going to, I'll have a quick look around the shops, and then I'll go home and I'm going to start on the cases. So
And I'm going to the void of hell.
So you'll see the video of that after this. Yummy. Mine. This is the Metro Centre.
This is hell.
I can't help but when I stand here and look down there, the theme from Dawn of the Dead. Every time I stand here. Every time, without fail, you can slide along, and it even looks like it. Yes. It's Sunday and it's not quite 11 AM yet, so some of the shops aren't open. That's why shutters are down. Don't worry, it's not closing down, although
It feels like it, because
feels
Nets
like
is taking over the world.
yeah. For any viewers in the States, this is basically the typical, I suppose what you would call a mall. For us, it's a shopping centre. And this one's called the Metro Centre, and it's gone through many changes over the years.
And no metros come to the Metro Centre.
No.
Don't ask.
It's
A wretched hag of scum and villainy.
But it's basically, it used to have a lot of individuality. Now it's just basically a cookie cutter type.
It's exactly the same as every other into everywhere. So we could be picked up and put down in Glasgow or Bray.
They're all the same.
They're all exactly the same.
It used to have a lot of individuality. There used to be plants everywhere, and we had a place called Metro Land, which had the spitting image puppets in it, and some pop stars would sometimes go there and play music and
NSYNC
visit.
have played there, Boyzone have played there,
Cheryl Cole used to work there, I believe.
Yeah, oh, shut up, let him talk about that.
So yes, it's nowhere near as good as it used to be, but yeah. And I also convinced they pumped some kind of sleeping gas in here, because a day of walking around here, by the time you get home, you're absolutely knackered, and it's
Try working here?
yeah, it's not like it's a huge place, but yeah. Oh, that just could be age.
That could be age, yeah.
Right. Bye-bye. And I'm back at home after dropping Paula off. This is the case that I bought at the market yesterday. Now, I plan on making it look similar to the Hogwarts cases that you sometimes see that the Studio 2 is piled up next to where the Hogwarts Express is. That's Ella there, overseeing proceedings. Now, when I bought it for, I just had a measly £3. It's actually quite nice. It's got the old corners on, the corners. And I'd say it was maybe a medium. I don't know. But anyway, I think it was because of the cold. The latches wouldn't open when I bought it, so I just bought it sight unseen on the inside, expecting it would be really manky and dirty on the inside. But it actually isn't. But what I found inside is the most surprising. Yeah, very surprising. Now, I'll give you a bit of a backstory. Way before I was born, when my mum and her sisters were all kids, my grandma decided, that's it, we're emigrating to Australia. And so they went. and they went on a ship, and they emigrated there for a while. Not very long before my grandma found out her mum was ill, and she said, "That's it, we're going back home." So they went back home on the ship again. Now, if you watch this, Anne-Marie, one of my aunties is called Anne-Marie Hutchinson. Obviously she married to Richard Hutchinson, but I swear not, when I bought this case, I didn't know anything about the contents or what was inside it or anything else. So I've just opened it now, and inside it's pretty clean. Now I'll tell you about the Northern Neck one in a second, but there's a label here. Obviously, when the person who once owned this case went abroad, and the label reads as follows: Miss A.E. Hutchinson, Park House, Bishop Auckland, and I think temporary address Australia, Sydney, Australia, 1981. Now, I'm not related to me at all, but just an amazing coincidence that this case I bought from a random junk stall at a random market for £3. I brought it home, and it has this uncanny. I was born in Bishop Auckland. All my family's from Bishop Auckland. I have a auntie called Anne-Marie Hutchinson, and we once, daughters, my grandmother's daughters, once emigrated to Australia, which I thought was an amazing coincidence. But also, we have a bit of a link to the Northern Echo, and this was, I don't know why people did this, but they put old newspapers inside suitcases. And in this one, I found a copy of the Northern Echo from 1968. Now, we have a bit of a connection with this newspaper as well. Again, way before I was born, my grandma wrote to the Northern Echo about, she was a big fan of the German Shepherd dog breed, and she read a story in there about how people were terrified of the breed, and how they avoided them, and everything else that goes along with that. And because my grandma loved the breed so much, and she had a German Shepherd called Elsa, who she named after the lion in Born Free, she wrote to the newspaper, and the newspaper wrote back. The Northern Echo wrote back and said, "Yeah, we'd love to do a story on you. Can we please come out to your home, and we'll take a quote from you and take a photograph, put it in the newspaper." She said yes, and it happened. There was a picture taken. Well, anyway, years later, I found out about this, and unfortunately, my grandma passed away, and this story about her being in the newspaper was sort of went into a bit of a family legend. Do you remember? You often talk. Do you remember the time so and so did this? And yeah, I remember that. And it just sort of drifted into the family legend. And I thought, well, okay, if she was in the newspaper, surely there must be some way I can track that down. So I decided to get what I could, collate all the information from the family, and somehow find that they must be all on microfilm somewhere. And I did find out that I believe was it Darlington? Darlington. Library in Darlington has all the old microfilms of all the old releases of the Northern Echo. So I went to this library, I think it was about, because the dates were so conflicted of what, obviously you need to know the month, you need to know the year, and preferably the date, the exact date of that story. Because there's just thousands upon thousands of issues on microfilm. So I went through them all, and it took about 1.5 years until one day found it. It was there. I found it. I printed it off. I got a few copies done and give them to people in the family, and it was there. I can't remember the exact date now, but we have a copy of it. I'll tag it on in this video. I'll tag it and you can view it. It was a very emotional moment because I never thought I'd find it, But yeah, I just thought, what an amazing coincidence. Two things that link our families, in a completely random case bought at a market for £3. I think you'll agree. So I'm going to continue doing this case up, you know, making it look significantly more Harry Potter-ish, and I'll update you as I go. So bye for now. Hello everybody. Now this is the case I've been doing on and off really today. As you can see, the crest is painted on there. That took quite a few coats of yellow paint because it's on a dark background, and then the black went on easy with the details there, as you can see. I haven't totally finished yet. I'm going to beat up the crate. I'm going to sand it down in places to make it look really worn and stuff like that. Inside, I'm just putting pages around there rather than just having just plain, really, just so it's something to look at. So yeah, it's come along great. The other thing I got was the little cabinet. I'm gonna have to work on that somewhere else because I just don't have the room here really. But it'll be good, hopefully. I've got like a Hogwarts crest like this to put on it, and we've got another couple of little ideas. We might go in a different direction with it as well, so we don't know. We'll see. But other than that, it's been a pretty quiet day. Yeah, going good. So just a short little video today. I've rejigged the intro because I didn't really like the previous one, so hopefully this one's a bit better. Anyway, so thanks everybody and bye for now.